What's up everybody, it's Sean here, and I'm here today to give you guys a review of the Air Jordan 3 Retro in this Wizards colorway. So it's definitely part of Michael Jordan's illustrious NBA career, but it's a part of his career that people don't talk about too much. So aside from the Chicago Bulls, MJ spent a couple of seasons playing for the Washington Wizards. And as a member of the Wizards, of course, MJ had the opportunity to wear some very special PE releases in those Washington Wizards colors. And one of those shoes was this one. So this is the Air Jordan 3 Wizards, which of course adopts the color palette of the team in a mix of blue and copper. And while many people originally thought that MJ wore the true blue 3s, which this pair is very similar to, the truth of the matter is that there was in fact a PE version made for him, but this is the first time we're seeing a public release of this pair. So these released on April 29th for a price of $210 US or $270 here in Canada. And as of right now, in a lot of Canadian shops, this pair is still sitting in a lot of the smaller sizes. So for everyone that has a bit of a smaller foot, I wouldn't wait too long to grab these because I feel like they're eventually gonna sell out. So the official colorway for this shoe is white, true blue, metallic copper, and cement gray. And like I just mentioned, this is very similar to that OG True Blue 3, but there are some tweaks on the shoe that make it a little bit different. So first things first, here's a quick look at the box. So this comes in the special box just for this release, but it's done in the same fashion with a solid blue on the right side and this elephant print on the left side. And we have this accent color of copper, which is inspired by the color palette of the shoe. As for the shoe itself, so diving into the details, starting things off with the toe box, this is covered in this heavily tumbled white colored leather. So this tumbled look on the leather is artificially made, but from what I can see, this is a genuine cut of leather. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have an overlay of white leather, and this is much more of a smoother leather compared to the tumbled leather underneath this. And then of course, surrounding the front toe cap, we have this elephant print, and I found that on my pair, the elephant print was a bit lighter, but that's actually the look that I prefer. And overall, the shape of this toe box has this very nice sleek look to it, and it doesn't have a very boxy look that past Air Jordan 3s used to have. Moving downwards, covering the bottom two eyelets, we have this metallic copper colored TPU, and then next to this, the middle three eyelets, this is constructed out of a blue colored TPU, and it's surrounded by this black and gray elephant print. And then the top two eyelets are constructed in that blue colored TPU once again. Beneath us on the mid and quarter panel, we have more of that heavily tumbled white leather, and then surrounding the top portion of the ankle collar area, here we have this perforated white colored smooth leather. Underneath this, surrounding the bottom of the heel, we have more of that elephant print, and as you can see, it's also done in more of a lighter finish. And then stitched onto the center of the heel, we have a white colored heel tab, and here we have Jumpman Air branding in blue. In terms of laces, so these only come with one lace option, and there's just your normal flat style lace in white. Underneath this, the bottom half of the tongue is covered in that perforated white leather, and then the top of the tongue is covered in more of a smooth leather, and then we have a copper colored Jumpman logo stitched on in the middle. So the back of the tongue and the inner liner of the shoe, this is covered in a silky smooth satin-like material, which differs from the normal material you'll find on the inner liner of a typical Jordan 3. And then as far as the insoles go, so these come with a polyurethane insole, it's covered in a blue colored textile on top, and we have a white colored Jumpman stamped onto the heel. So the upper of the Air Jordan 3 sits atop this full-length polyurethane foam midsole, which is painted in white on the bottom and this true blue color on the top. And then underneath the heel, we have this cutaway exposing the Nike Air sole unit that's found within the midsole for cushioning. Finally, as we turn the shoe over to the bottom, so this outsole is constructed out of a combination of copper, gray, and white colored rubber. We still have that circular pivot point on the forefoot, and we have this copper colored Jumpman branding running down the center of the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Wizards 3s. And for those wondering about sizing, my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got these in my typical Jordan 3 size, which is true to size 10, and they fit me nicely. I know specifically for the reimagined white cement 3s, some people felt like they ran a bit bigger, so I tried on both this pair along with a reimagined 3, just to see if there was any differences, and I feel like these ones are a little bit more true to size. Whereas I can see why some people feel like the reimagined 3s fit a bit roomier. So long story short, I feel like sticking true to size should be fine for these 3s. Unless you have a really narrow foot and you like a super snug one-to-one fit, then you possibly could go a half size down. Moving on to the comfort of this shoe, so these feel like any other recent Jordan 3s, which in my opinion is a very comfortable shoe for casual use. Yes, this is technology from the late 80s, so it's nothing groundbreaking from that standpoint, but for some reason, I've always found the Jordan 3s to be comfortable for me. Your mileage may vary though. I know some people find Jordan 3s to be uncomfortable, but I feel like they give me a good balance of firmness, support, and a little bit of cushioning underfoot. So that's why I leave a lot of Jordan 3s by the door just to be my everyday sort of sneaker. Last but not least, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, material quality, I thought it was very nice. So the leathers used on the upper of the shoe, whether it was a mix of tumbled or smooth, it felt pretty decent and soft to the touch, and I really like the elephant print they use on this pair. So keep in mind, I only bought one pair, so I don't know if we still have the same issue of inconsistent elephant print that we saw on the reimagined white cement 3s, but just basing solely on the pair that I received, I was very happy with how everything looked. And in terms of the build and the craftsmanship, I thought my pair was pretty flawless. The only minor issue I had was there was a small glue stain on the midsole, but aside from that, I thought the panels were cut and stitched on consistently. The paint job was good as well. So really, this was a very solid pair, and I was really happy with how these turned out. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet. I'll lace them up for you and show you guys how these look. So you guys know I'm a big fan of the Air Jordan 3, and even though I do own the recent retro of the True Blues, I think this pair, while similar looking, is just a better executed version of a Jordan 3. It has a better shape, the elephant print is nicer, the materials are better as well. So I think if you're a fan of the Jordan 3, this would be a very solid colorway to pick up. And not to age myself, but being that I was just getting into high school when MJ returned to the NBA with the Wizards, that period of his career will be always special to me just because I was older and I remember that period of his career much more vividly. So even though MJ is more universally known as being a member of the Chicago Bulls, I still have fond memories of him being a Wizard. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about these Air Jordan 3s in this Washington Wizards colorway. What are your overall thoughts on this pair? And for anyone watching, did you also pick up a pair of these? Are you not a fan of the colorway, or did you take an L on the release date? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.